It's time for the Landrum Football Coaches Show with head coach Mike Reid on Upstate Prep-Cast. This show presented by Teddy Laster Racing Stables. In addition to the Briar Patch of Campobello, Inman Fast Stop, Pool Time and Supplies of Bowling Springs, Peach Country of Campobello. And now from the Southside Smokehouse and Grill in Landrum, South Carolina, your hosts Steve Roper and Kevin Jackson with head coach of the Landrum Cardinals, Mike Reid.
Good evening, Cardinal fans, and welcome to this week's edition of the Landrum Cardinal Football Coaches Show on Upstate Prep-Cast, presented by Teddy Laster Racing Stables. I'm Steve Roper, your host, alongside my co-host and producer Kevin Jackson, and with Coach Mike Reid of the Landrum High School Cardinals. Normally, we're live at the Southside Smokehouse in Landrum, but since they have the day off for Labor Day, we've brought the show inside here at Landrum High School. And just a minute, I'll tell you what, we're going to get with the coach and talk to some players and another coach, and we're just going to talk about last week's game and this week's game coming up. And next week, we'll be back at the Smokehouse for sure. Now, let's talk some football. It was all Cardinals in week 2 as Landrum shut out the Briar Bulldogs 39-0 in front of the home crowd, a capacity crowd at the Campobello Coliseum, Kevin. And tonight, we'll recap that win, talk with a couple of players, as I mentioned later, and with Coach Reid here and an assistant coach. But first, let's welcome back the Coach Mike Reid. Coach,
thank you.
Congratulations on a dominant win last Friday night.
Yep, it was a good win.
Pitching the shutout, Coach.
Yep,
Could it be better?
No, you can't get any better than that.
Well, the defense, like you say, holding them to the shutout, a very good performance by them. Offensively, putting up the big points when you needed to. Just an all-around good effort. But as always, film tells a little different. Yep. What did we see last week? Big improvement from week 1 into week 2.
Well, just we're reaching further into our playbook. Trying to add on to different things. So just trying to get the kids to understand why we're doing, building off of certain things. But it was just a good night all around. When you get up big, it's hard to keep focus all the way through the fourth quarter. But I thought we did a pretty good job throughout the whole game.
What do you think was the key to keeping that focus for those 3 quarters and stretching it into that fourth? You had the big lead, but how do you keep them composed and still playing ball and not getting lazy and end up risking injury when you get lazy?
Well, just staying disciplined and doing your job every single play. We preached that last week. When you're playing a wing T team, you have to do your job every single play or it could hit for a big play. And they showed that on the second play of the game. One of our guys popped inside and they ran right around us for about a 30-yard gain. Luckily for us, we made some adjustments and they didn't really have any big gains after that.
Well, anytime you can shut out an opponent, that takes a buy-in from the whole team and the whole roster. What did that say about this group?
Well, it just says that they're a bunch of guys that do what they're supposed to do each play. That they are disciplined. Like I said, when you play a team like that, anytime you're playing the wing team, you have to be disciplined. And that just shows that those guys are bought in and they're doing what they're coached to do every play.
We're going to bring in a player in a few moments at plate defensive end, and it kind of harks back to what you mentioned a minute ago about playing your assignment football. And at the end, he kind of fell for that little – he got out of place there one time.
Yep.
But they tried that play again. 2 or 3 plays later, he was there.
Yep.
After a talk with the coach, he stayed at home.
That's right.
So he learned a valuable lesson.
Well, he had a great week of practice when he comes in here. We talked, about doing his responsibility, about staying flat. He's going to make more plays, and he did. And we'll get more into it. But, he had 10 tackles, 5 tackles for loss from a defensive end position, and that, with a wing T team, that's impressive.
There was a time we had spoken earlier. I was talking to you earlier, taking the time out when they were kind of just getting up in there and just getting bodies on body and scrumming.
Yeah.
We're not putting them down. It's more like a rugby scrum. And I was remarked on the air that, the coaches out there talking to him. Well, I don't know exactly what you were talking to him about. But I asked you, because I was speculating, did you go out there and talk about control that gap and get a little lower, not come up so high.
Yeah, I mean, we were just kind of playing high, and they were getting up under us, and that's, we wanted to stop kind of that momentum. I felt like they were getting some momentum, and we just kind of tried to reset it, and we did. We started playing lower and playing our gap responsibilities like we were supposed to, and we were able to get a stop.
Offensively, you came out on fire. You took your opening possession down the field, and boom, bada bing, was right in the end zone. Setting that tone early, how important was that for the victory?
It's very important. I mean, when they give us a certain look and we know what kind of exploits that, we attacked it and we executed. That's the bottom line on offense. If you can execute what's being called, I mean, you're going to move down the field.
Anybody stand out that you'd like to mention that's maybe not here with us this evening offensively? Our quarterback did a great job again, Ty Foster, and the usual names, the usual suspects, Kevin.
I mean, Ty had a great game, threw a couple touchdown passes. He's getting better each week. Of course, Braylon Revis, I mean, he rushed for over 80 yards, had over 60 yards receiving, had 4 touchdowns. As far as the offensive line up front, I mean, you can't do any of that without them guys up front. And they were moving the pile, and they were opening up holes for us. And the receivers did a great job of blocking. We were throwing a lot of perimeter stuff, and they did a great job of blocking, and that's how you get big gains on perimeter stuff.
How big of a contribution was it? We mentioned several times it looks like we found us another running back. We just didn't get Braylon involved in game one that much. But the whole plan was to work him in at some point. But, he really got the opportunity last Friday night and took advantage of his shot.
Well, he's a dynamic player. I mean, anytime you can get the ball in his hands, he can. I mean, he can take it to the house. He can, make big plays. But, I mean, we just got to make sure find different ways to get him the ball. Because like I said, he's a dynamic player, and he's going to be an important part of moving forward.
All right, at this time, we're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back with defensive end J.T. Gist along with Coach Reid, and we'll have some questions for them. And right back here in a few minutes on the Landrum Football Coaches Show presented by Teddy Laster Racing Stables. Stick around.
There's nothing better than award-winning jumbo wings while you watch great sports programming on huge flat screens at Wings Etc. Grill and Pub. If you love wings and a whole menu of great food and drink options, come to Wings Etc. for lunch, dinner, and snacking, and lots of HDTV sports. And now, when you can't eat and watch the game here, order online for pickup at togo.wingsetc.com. It's fast, easy, and convenient. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub, good food, great times, and online ordering at togo.wingsetc.com.
Do you have a tree problem? Look no further than JB Trees LLC. At JB Trees LLC, we strive to provide a wonderful experience with professional service marked by excellence, all at reasonable prices. Schedule your free estimate today by calling 864-497-8511. That's 864-497-8511, or visit us online at jbtreesllc.com. JB Trees LLC, where your vision meets our expertise.
Are you concerned about the economy, interest rates, or current market conditions? For timely information based on sophisticated research, call Raymond James Financial Advisor Tom Dixon at 864-582-1611. He can discuss your specific needs and help to provide you with investment choices that make sense for you. Call Tom at 582-1611 in Spartanburg for an appointment. Raymond James Financial Service, member FINRA, SIPC. Life well planned.
The Flounder Seafood Restaurant, located at 160 Barbado Lane in Spartanburg, opens every Wednesday through Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Serving the upstate since 1969, they have been twice voted Spartanburg's best seafood restaurant. Everything at the Flounder is fresh and homemade, from their specialty stews to their famous hash and their signature flounder. Visit the website at flounderfishcamp.com. Come visit the Flounder, where there is a line, but it moves quickly. The Flounder at 160 Barbado Lane. Give them a call at 864-576-3165.
All right. Welcome back in, everyone, to the Landrum High School Coaches Football Show. I am joined here with a player who makes his presence really felt in the trenches. He's a defensive end who brings energy, toughness, and relentlessness. Oh, man, this guy's effort to the Cardinal defense has just been outstanding so far. Please welcome JT Guest. And all Friday night I called you what, son?
TJ Guest.
And I do apologize, and I do that right here this evening. Well, we'll get some thoughts of your play last Friday night from the coach in just a moment, but I want to ask you a few questions, JT. Sure. The defense was lights out in that 39-0 win. What was the mindset of that defensive line coming into the game?
Just set the tone, like our coach told us all week. Set the tone. We're the engine of the defense. And being in the 3-4, we're not supposed to make as many plays on linebackers, but he said make as many plays as we can. That's like what we did. And just keep staying aggressive, shooting our hands.
As a defensive end, you're asked to pressure the quarterback and to stop the run. And to stop the run, of course, you got to stay at home and watch that backside, right?
Yes, sir.
Kind of got tricked early on.
Yeah, I did on that wing tee. I'm not that good playing against it, but as soon as I got used to it and shooting my gap, I got it.
That's what I'm leading up to. You might have got a little trick that first time when they ran that little inside and you wasn't at home.
Yes.
But you were there the next time when they tried it and you were all over it. And,
yes, sir.
And we made mention of that from the booth. That was just a great learning experience the first time, and then making do with what you learned a few moments later. What is your approach to bringing the energy to the defense on every snap?
Just keep my defense hyped up and keep the energy up, because we really, defense wins games, in my opinion. Our offense, all we got to do is rely on them to score points, and we just got to keep points off the board for them.
Are you looking forward to maybe scoring a point or two on the defensive side of the ball yourself?
I'm a call right now. I think I'm going to have me a pick this week.
A pick this week? Okay.
Maybe a pick six.
Okay, a pick six is – Kevin, when they
That's
start –
pretty aggressive for a defensive end.
Yeah. All right, I'll hold you up to it. I'll tell you what. You'll get a free meal out of Upstate Prep-Cast at the Smokehouse next week, whether you are a player of the week or not. You give me a pick six, you be at the Smokehouse, and Kevin's going to buy you a meal.
Yeah, you give him a pick six, he'll find somebody to buy a meal for it.
Let me ask you this. What are your personal goals for this season?
For the team or just myself?
What are your personal goals?
My personal goals.
I know the team has goals collectively, or else, that's what team is all about. But in order to be a part of that team, you got to keep your little promise to do all that you can. What would you like? Let's just say, rephrase it. What would you like to see happen to you this year?
I would love to be an all-region player, play the best I can, and hopefully be defensive player of the year for our school and stuff.
That's big dreams. We hope that they come true. Pick six. We hope that comes true Friday night for the free meal. JT, anything you'd like to ask Kevin? To this young man. Coach, what can you tell us about this young man?
Well, first of all, you look at him, he works hard in the weight room. But just, his relentless pursuit of the football, we don't have to worry about him getting to the football. Every day at practice, he's a great leader up front for us. He brings the energy every day. But I'm just proud of how far he's come, really since this summer. We kind of challenged him after the first scrimmage, and he is 100% lived up to that challenge so far. So we're real proud of him and the way he's progressing, and we're excited about to see where he can go the rest of the year. Well,
Coach, how important has the play of this defensive line that you're setting the tone for these last two games with JT and the guys?
Well, they've done a great job of keeping the offensive linemen off our linebackers. It's just like playing offensive line. You play defensive line, you're there to protect those skill guys, to make plays. A.J. Lindsey makes a ton of tackles. Well, the reason is because guys like him are keeping them off of him. So it's a real unselfish place to play football, and these guys do a great job. They're bought into doing what they're supposed to do, and it starts up front, just like on the offensive side of the ball. You win in the trenches, you're going to win the game.
With the two linebackers you've got, one's with us here this evening. A.J., of course, has been with us, and of course JT being the type player that it is, that you went from a 4-3 front from last year, switching to the 3-4. Did you kind of have these guys in mind, setting around the speed and thoughts?
Yeah, every year, you kind of look at your personnel coming back, and we knew coming back that we had more linebacker type bodies, and we didn't have the depth at defensive line that we wanted. So that's kind of why we transitioned to the 3-4. And like I said, these guys have bought in. It's been a pretty easy transition. It's not easy changing, kind of wholesale changing what you're doing. But, to me, you look at the personnel groupings you have coming back each year, and you want to fit to those strengths.
JT, thanks for giving us your insights and the inside look at the defensive front. And, Coach, thank you for sharing information about this fine young man right here and look forward to seeing you Friday night and going down there and getting a big piece of those Hornets.
Yes, sir.
And get that pick 6, too.
Yes, sir.
All right, when we return, we'll be joined by a freshman who scored a touchdown in both games this season. And we'll also hear from the coach who leads the running backs, and Coach Jonathan Rollins. So stick around. You're watching the Landrum Football Coaches Show on Upstate Prep-Cast, presented by Teddy Laster Racing Stables.
Hey guys, this is Todd Waddell with Upstate Prep-Cast. When the storm hits, trust the guys who've got you covered. Guy Roofing. For over 50 years, they've been protecting homes and businesses across the Carolinas with a quality you can see and a name you can trust. From inspections to full replacements, their team is fast, reliable, and built on integrity. Visit GuyRoofing.com today. Guy Roofing. Protection you can count on.
Call 864-578-4594 for your consultation today.
Discover the power of Mahindra at Mahindra of the Upstate, located at 4951 Chesney Highway in Chesney. We're your one-stop destination for top quality tractors. Mahindra, the #1 best-selling tractor in the world, is now within your reach. Take advantage of our low-rate financing options, making your dream tractor more affordable than ever. Visit our website at sctractor.com or call 864-461-2515. Mahindra of the Upstate, the official tractor of tough.
Jeff Parks and his team of experienced real estate professionals at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services C. Dan Joyner are lifelong football fans, and they know for a successful football team on any level, you must have great coaching and a good game plan. The same goes when purchasing or selling a home. Let the Spartanburg office at 170 Camelot Drive be your coach with the right game plan and strategy to make your real estate purchase go like a championship winning season. Contact Jeff Parks at 864-415-0336. Berkshire Hathaway C. Dan Joyner of Spartanburg. cdanjoyner.com.
This is Pastor Tyler from View Church. We're located in Bowling Springs at 5555 Pierce Bridge Road. If you've been turned off by religion, been discouraged or hurt by church, or maybe you just thought church was boring, you should give View Church a try. It's a place like none other. The people are genuine, the Spirit is obvious, and God is moving in this place. Visit our website for times and direction at viewchurch.org.
And welcome back to the Landrum High School Coaches Football Show here on Upstate Prep-Cast, sponsored by Teddy Laster Racing Stables. I am joined here with one of the youngest Cardinals making an immediate impact this season as a freshman. He's already found the end zone in back-to-back weeks, 1 touchdown receiving against Walhalla and 1 rushing against the Briar Bulldogs last week. Mr. J.P. Branyon is with us this evening, along with the running backs coach, Coach Jonathan Rollins. Gentlemen, thank you and welcome to tonight's telecast. J.P., I got a couple of questions to ask you. Being a freshman, stepping into a starting role, as a freshman, it's not totally unheard of, especially on our level. I've seen several freshmen that have started before went on to stellar careers. But you've scored touchdowns in both of your first 2 varsity games, and what has that experience been like for you?
It's been a great experience with the varsity guys. They hype me up, when I score, and so it gets excited. So I love it. It's great.
You're a big boy, especially. You fill out that uniform like a big Brahma bull out there. Your first touchdown was receiving. Your second was rushing. Which one do you think was more exciting?
I have to go with the rushing one because I felt like I kind of earned that one a little bit more. I drove the ball all the way down the field and then got it in the end zone. So
get another touchdown this week, you'll be 3 for 3. How would that be?
That'd be great, but whatever I can do to help the team.
You're playing tight end, linebacker, and running back. How do you balance the physical and mental demands of all 3 of these positions?
Well, they're definitely important, but physically, I guess, you got to eat right, you got to hydrate and do all that stuff, but the mental thing is probably the most hardest thing to transfer into my game is because you got to remember all the plays and all your reads and stuff like that, so you just got to – it's a lot of remembering things.
Are you getting any leadership from your senior players or older players?
Definitely.
To help you out a little bit, point you in the right direction?
For sure.
Do you make a few mistakes?
Yeah, I do. we all do, but I definitely make maybe more than some.
Well, it's not evident to us on last 2 Friday nights. Maybe you see something on film and things like that. You know, I should have took a left when I took a right. But something Kevin here, big baseball guy, and Rob behind the camera also, you're also a baseball standout. So we have to ask you, which is your favorite sport?
You know, it changes from season to season depending on football or baseball. But, I mean, as a general rule, I'd have to go with baseball. But – you know, you never know. I mean, it could change next week. So.
And this young man, I think I've said it on the air, but he is rated by some of these scouting services as one of the top at his position for the class of 2029. So if he's half the athlete that he is on the baseball diamond on the football field, we're going to have a heck of a player.
I'll tell you what, hope so. Can you hit us a home run Friday night? Now I want to change the subject a little bit. When I found out your name, we were talking a little while ago. Is your grandmother?
Yes.
Taught at Mabry Junior High School back in the day, Miss Branyon. Do you remember me? When I found out that Miss Kate Branyon was his grandmother or grandmother, I said I remember her. I don't think she remembers me, but she might. So, you know.
Well, and you know, you were going in memory lane, and I was telling him his uncle Parker was graduated the same year as I do, and we played Little League together. And his grandpa, Pastor Chuck Mullinax, was my Little League coach for the 3 years that I played. So
you've got good pedigree. We'll give you that much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You played an outstanding game. That means shake my hand. You played an outstanding game last Friday night. Hope that you do again this Friday night. Do you want to make a prediction as your cohort did a while ago? I mean, pick six, fumble recovery, buy me a hot dog after the game type deal or what, you know?
I'm hoping maybe like 5 or 6 tackles at linebacker because I think that's where I'm going to be playing some on defense this week. So that should be good.
The Coach Rollins is here with us, and he's the running backs coach. Coach, is he going to get to tote the tater Friday night a little bit, you reckon?
Most definitely. He will get his opportunities on Friday night, and he's earned those. When you look at what he has been doing these first couple weeks as a freshman, you know, I've been doing this 32 years and been at some different schools, but to play as a freshman, high school football is not easy. And when you look at what he's done the first 2 weeks, it says a lot about him as an athlete, but also as a person and how smart he is because, like you said, he's played H-back, he's played tight end, he's played running back, and then, you know, a variety of different positions on defense. So he is a pleasure to be around, a really, really good young man, and I'm glad he's going to be here for a while.
Goes without saying, but you probably think he has a great work ethic about what he's going after here.
Absolutely. I don't think there's any time during practice, you know, since I've been here this year that I've ever had to get on him about giving great effort. He gives great effort in practice, and I think that's why it shows up in the games with how well he plays. You know, it's hard to not practice hard and play hard, and he's definitely one that does it Monday through Thursday, and then it carries over to Friday night.
Okay, stepping away from JP just for a moment, Braylon Revis has really stepped up to complement A.J. Lindsey in the backfield. How important has that 1-2 punch developed into your offense last week anyway?
Oh, I think that's huge for us offensively because they're completely different. You know, A.J., I think, is more of a hammer. You know, a physical runner inside the tackles, and you know, then Braylon's a little more shifty and a little more speed. And you know, you've heard through the years, you hear people say, you know, use one's thunder and one's lightning and that kind of thing. And
so we got thunder and lightning. What are we going to call this? Because this was like a raging bull or something coming through last week. You know?
We may have to let you come up with a nickname for that. Yeah, you're good at nicknames.
But
so
it has to be grandma approved.
That's right. That's right. But I definitely think it makes us better on offense when Braylon and AJ are both able to mix in carries there. And, you know, we've just got to find different ways to get both of them the ball. And when we do, it's better for us, and it helps us be much more successful offensively.
Now, Coach, you just mentioned and that you've been around quite some time, 32 years now, which really makes me feel old because I remember you as a young player. But, you know, we've shared a lot of same experiences over the years, and you've coached running backs from many schools. what is your approach to developing the toughness?
Thing that I try to stress to them anywhere I've ever been, if you're a running back, it's kind of like the whole team is giving you their money, and they're banking on you to get it to the bank. Mm-hmm. And so, number one, taking care of the ball, and number two, just being extremely physical. Not one person or the first person ever is going to bring us down. We want to be physical. We want to be the best blockers in pass protection. We want to be extremely physical. When we run the ball, we always want to be falling forward, leaning forward, all the little things that you do so that, I don't think I ever want my running backs to be known as kind of prima donnas. I want them to be those, we're going to bring our lunch pail and we're going to go to work and we're going to hammer you. And by the fourth quarter, I've told them a number of times, I don't want them to want to tackle us.
How do you feel about that?
That'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome. Okay. All right. JP, congratulations once again on the back-to-back touchdowns and winning first 2 weeks. Got to be great. Freshman starter. Cardinal fans, we'll be watching you. We'll see if you can make it for three this week and get that 8 tackles you promised us, or you're hoping to get 8 tackles. You get 8 tackles, you'll eat free next week too. You still, JT over there's got to get a pick 6, right? Going out on the limb here this week. We're going to go broke at Upstate Prep-Cast if these guys pull through with all of that. When we come back, Coach Reid is going to rejoin us, and we'll look ahead to this week's matchup down in Ware Shoals against the Hornets. You're watching the Landrum Cardinals Football Coaches Show on Upstate Prep-Cast. It's presented by Teddy Laster Stables.
So I switched my insurance to State Farm, and get this. I talked to an actual State Farm agent who lives in my actual town. And get this. My actual agent in my actual town gave me actual help with the coverage I needed. And get this. My actual agent in my actual town who gave me actual help actually knows my name. And get this. They actually say it's called service.
Call Agent Chad Wagner, Asheville Highway, Spartanburg, 585-7999.
All right, guys, 30-second commercial for GSP Security. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead, Tom.
No, it's your turn to go. I did the last one.
No, this one's yours.
Man, I've already got a security system from GSP Securities. You're the one that needs to talk about this.
Well, you can talk about it because I don't know anything about it, so you tell me.
I've got cameras, I've got motion detectors, I've got everything that I need to be safe at my house.
Oh, come on.
All right, forget it. Y'all both forget it. Just go to www.callgsp.com today to request a free quote.
Warrior Tree Service, your go-to tree experts. Family owned and operated since 2020, offering service from tree removal to tree trimming and stump grinding. At Warrior Tree Service, we handle it all. When nature strikes, count on us to clean up the mess and restore your property back to normal. Visit our website at warriortreeservicesc.com. To get a free estimate, call 864-278-2555. Warrior Tree Service, where nature thrives, we revive.
This is Steve Roper,
Kevin Jackson,
at Upstate Prep-Cast, and I tell you what, folks, you don't have to feel a financial strain from a clogged drain. Just call the MVP of plumbers. That's Mike Verner's Plumbing, proudly celebrating their 40th year of service to the Carolinas. Mike Verner's Plumbing has you covered in all situations, whether it's commercial or residential. So if your toilet's on the fritz and you really need to take a...
Hold everything. Folks, call the MVP of plumbers today at 864-472-8756. Mike Verner's Plumbing of Inman.
When you need trusted legal guidance, experience matters. For decades, the Stevens Law Group has been serving people right here in South Carolina. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. They handle all areas of family law with skill and compassion, helping clients navigate life's most important decision. Call 864-598-9172 or visit scfamilylaw.com today. The Stevens Law Group, local experience with a focus on family.
Hi, this is Ron Hawkins with Next Home Experience Realty. For over 30 years, I've been helping people buy and sell homes. Whether you're looking for new construction, buying your very first home, searching for that perfect investment property, or selling a home you've loved for years, call or text me at 864-415-5792 or visit my online site at spartanburghomes.net. I am Ron Hawkins, your trusted realtor in the Upstate, turning for sale into sold for over 30 years.
All right, welcome back to the Landrum Cardinals Coaches Football Show. And this week we're traveling down to Ware Shoals, South Carolina, to take on the Hornets. And, Coach, what can you tell us about the opponent this week?
Well, they've got off to a good start, too. They're 2-0. They beat one of our region rivals, Blacksburg, pretty well. They've got a lot of speed. They're big up front. I mean, they're a really, really good 1A team. I think they came out number 8 this week. But they beat a really good 96 team last week. So they had to come back from behind to win. I think they were down a little bit. So that shows you that, they're not going to quit. But they've got some really good athletes that, again, we're going to have to stay disciplined and do what we do and just make sure that, we're just preparing our guys every single day and they're out at practice doing everything they can do to get better each day. And we just go out and play one play at a time.
Have they had some standout athletes that really take the mark each week, that stand out in you when you look at the film and you break them down, that you really say, this is the guy we got to stop?
Yeah, no. Well, first, it starts with their quarterback. Their quarterback, he's a really good runner. He can throw the ball well. He completes a lot of passes. But they got some big, tall receivers out there. And then defensively, they got a linebacker, number 55. He's a stud. So we got our work cut out for us this week, and I'm excited for the opportunity to play them. And it's going to be a good game.
If they got the great quarterback, as you're saying, and looking out for the run this week, how are we going to prepare defensively? You're the big defensive guy here, so what are we going to do, Coach?
Well, I mean, you just got, you got to read your keys every single play. You got to make sure that your eyes aren't getting where they need to be. And make sure, any type of run responsibility you have, you're doing that every single play. You can't take a play off.
How is the transition from week to week? I mean, like last week we're facing a team that's all bunched up in there running a wing tee, and then you come out this week and you're versing a spread.
That's small school football for you. I mean, you're going to face a team that's foot to foot like we did last week, and then next week you're going to play a team that's spread out and throws the ball everywhere, and then the next week you're going to play somebody that's kind of 50-50. So you just have to be versatile in what you do and be able to really coach your guys up for them to understand what to do each week.
Offensively, great performance, of course, last week, putting up the big points and such. How difficult do you think it may be to score this week in the 30-point range like that, or so fast, opening the floodgates early last week? Do you expect we would love a fast start, but in reality,
I mean, I don't expect it to be like it was last week. Of course, we want to start out fast, but this is a really good team, and we've got, like I said, we've got our work cut out for us. But if we do what we do, I mean, there's a chance we could start off fast. I mean, you just have to execute, especially offensively. You have to execute every single play to give you the chance to do what we did last Friday night.
How would you rate the quarterback play so far, and from a standpoint of yardage, touchdowns, and leadership?
Well, he's now going into his third-year starter. I mean, he's the general on the field. He gets everybody lined up. He gets our pass protection set. He knows our playbook in and out. He's setting people where they need to go. Sometimes he has to tell the guys what routes to run. I mean, he's done a phenomenal job. I mean, his stats aren't jumping off the paper right now, but they're coming. I mean, he's getting better and better every day at practice, more comfortable. But he's just overall great leader for our team.
Kevin, anything you'd like to ask the coach?
No, we're just looking forward to heading down to historic Regal Stadium, and it's going to be a great setting. It's a very historic baseball field, and it's also hosted football for nearly 100 years too, and a lot of great traditions down there. And we're just looking forward to making that trip, and in a historic place. It's a unique setting, and looking to see our Cardinals go 3-0.
That's right. Well, Coach, what are you most looking forward to as Landrum looks to build on these back-to-back wins last week?
Just competing. I mean, I told our guys the day after practice, just don't get complacent and compete every single day. It doesn't matter who you're playing. You come out here and you do your job, and it'll take care of itself. I'm just excited to see us grow each week and become better as a team.
That's right. And we hope to see you, the fan, down in Ware Shoals this Friday night. Kickoff at 7:30 p.m. If you can't make it, of course, join us here on Upstate Prep-Cast. But we would really like to see you in the stands following our team, Coach.
Yes, absolutely.
Down in support of you. So thank you, Coach Reid, JT Gist, JP Branyon, Coach Rollins for joining us tonight. And, of course, thanks to all of you Cardinal fans at home for tuning in. Before we close, we want to take a moment to thank some sponsors who make the Landrum Football Coaches Show possible. Kevin?
Yeah, our primary sponsor of the Coaches Show is Teddy Laster Racing Stables. We're also proud to be sponsored by the Briar Patch Quick Stop of Campobello, Inman Fast Stop, Pool Time and Supplies of Bowling Springs, and Peach Country of Campobello. And if you'd also like to show your appreciation or become a sponsor here of the Landrum Football Coaches Show, go over to our website at www.upstateprepcast.net/Landrum to learn information. And another thing you can do to help us, because looking at YouTube analytics, 80% of the people out there that watch our broadcast are not subscribed to our YouTube channel. So if you want to help get our numbers up there as well, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell to get notifications every time that we go live or upload content.
Ring that bell, please. All right, folks, be sure to join us Friday night for kickoff as the Cardinals take on the Ware Shoals Hornets. For me,
That's right.
and Kevin and the entire Upstate Prep-Cast team, we'll see you Friday night. And as the coach always says,
Go Cards.